Hey guys, it's Nedra. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to apply jelly tips. I'm going to be using the Kara Sky jelly tip kit for this tutorial, but you guys can use whatever jelly tip kit you want. Everything that I used in this video and that you'll need will be listed on the screen here, and I will also list everything down in the description box below. I don't want to keep you guys in the intro for too long, so without further ado, let's get started. Now, like I said in the intro, I'm going to be using the Kara Sky jelly tip kit, and I'm going to be using the long coffin shape. Now, most jelly tip kits will come with a small light like this. However, I've found that even with that kind of light, I still have a hard time applying the jelly tips. So I got a gooseneck light, which has made it so much easier when applying jelly tips. I will be using the Kara Sky light for the sake of this video, but if you found that you have difficulty with applying jelly tips, even with those little C-shaped lights, I would highly recommend getting that gooseneck lamp, and I will link it down in the description box below so that you can get it. Now, moving on with the tutorial, the first thing I'm going to do is size my jelly tips. Now, if your jelly tips have an apex built into them like mine do, you do have to keep that in mind when sizing your jelly tips, but what I like to do is make sure that the nail fits from sidewall to sidewall. Now, if you find you're in between sizes, I would recommend going for the bigger size. That way you can always file it to fit with your natural nail better. Once I have all my sizes picked out, I'm going to prep the jelly tips. What I like to do is file the cuticle area to match with my cuticle area. I file the top of the nail by the cuticle so that it fits seamlessly with my natural nail. And I file the inside of the nail so that it adheres better to my natural nail. I know that's a lot of steps. Let's start with the first one. So the first thing I do is file the cuticle area to match with mine. The reason I do this is because it makes it more seamless and it doesn't have that like press-on look. Anybody who wears press-ons knows exactly what I'm talking about. So I would highly recommend doing this. That way it looks more quote-unquote natural rather than you stuck a fake nail on. Once I've filed the cuticle to my liking, I'm going to file the top of the nail by the cuticle to get rid of this lip. For some reason, jelly tips have this little lip to them by the cuticle, so instead of applying these and then trying to get rid of that lip, I like to file that area ahead of time. That way when I apply them, it's seamless and it's less work for me to have to do, and I don't end up cutting myself, or I don't end up risking cutting myself by trying to file that area when they're already on. Now, when filing the inside of the jelly tips, you can do this one of three ways. You can use an under the nail cleaner to file the inside of them, a small mandrel bit to file the inside of them, or a cuticle pusher with a fine to medium sanding band on it to file the inside if you don't own an e-file. I'm going to use my small mandrel bit to file the inside using a fine sanding band, and I make sure that the entire inside, sidewalls and all, are filed very well. And I also want to make sure that where I file is where it's covering my natural nail, because that's where I want the gel to stick. Once my jelly tips are prepped and ready to go, I'm going to prep my natural nails, which I did off camera, but if you want to know how I prep my nails, I will link that video down in the description box below. I'm going to finish my prep, however, by using the prep and primer by applying the prep first and then the primer. The reason you want to do this is to help the gel to stick and adhere to your natural nails, because otherwise it's not gonna really stick. After my prep and primer is applied, I'm going to go in with the builder gel, and I'm going to apply a thin layer of this to my natural nails. The reason I do this, or the reason you want to do this, is because it acts as a base for the jelly tips, and funny enough, gel likes to stick to gel, so this just helps with the application process as well. Once it's applied, I'm going to cure it in my light for 30 seconds. It's now time to apply the jelly tips. So you want to take your builder gel and apply a thin layer of it to where you've filed. You don't want to apply so little, however, that it doesn't stick, but you also don't want to apply too much that it spills over. I then add a small dollop of builder gel to the cuticle area. For some reason, this helps with the application. I then turn my light on and I apply the jelly tip a hairline away from my cuticle and very slowly press down on my nail with the jelly tip to remove any air bubbles. And then I very carefully slide it under the light. Now while my nail is under the lamp, I continue to press and hold down to make sure that the nail actually sticks and is secure. And after about 10-15 seconds probably, I'll release and then start to kind of shift my nail back and forth in the lamp to make sure that the light is curing the entire nail. And I'll leave my nail in there until it is completely cured, and this is how it should look. Now, don't apply it crooked like I did. You want to make sure that when you apply them that you are applying them as straight as possible. And if you do have an overspill of gel, take the nail off, take the excess gel off, and try again. You don't want to cure that extra amount of gel because it's very difficult to file off, and you almost can't file it off if it does cure. You can then apply the rest of your nails, and if you have a larger lamp, I would recommend sticking your hand in there and curing it for an extra 30 to 60 seconds to make sure that the nails are completely cured. Once they are fully cured, you can get into filing and shaping. A lot of the times these jelly tips have a bit of like a tab to the end of them, so you want to make sure that you file that off and fix up the shape if you want to, if you feel like you need to. Here, obviously, I had to file it so that it wasn't crooked, but there isn't really much filing that you have to do. Once I'm happy with the shape, I then go in with my e-file and a medium sanding band, and I like to file around the cuticle area just a little bit in case I do have a small overspill of gel, and I also file over top of the entire nail. That way when I apply polish or top coat or whatever, it has something to stick to. Once you're happy with them, you can then just either apply top coat or you can go in with your color and design and then finish off with cuticle oil. And this should be the final look. So that was how to apply jelly tips. Hopefully this helped with any difficulties that you may have had when trying to apply them, because I know they can be a little bit challenging to apply. And if it did help and you liked it, consider hitting that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you guys get notified of new videos that I upload. If it even works, and if it doesn't work, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram and TikTok when I'll update you guys as new videos that I upload, but that's also where I share my work that you guys normally wouldn't see here in these videos. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!